What's up, everybody? Welcome to another stream. Episode 6735. Is there anybody out there, I wonder, that's done like crap ton of streams? Probably, right? Probably on Twitch. Or probably here on YouTube. What's up, guys? Like, I know a lot of people make a living out of just live streaming, but is there anybody out there who has thousands of streams? Like, thousands. Not hundreds, thousands of streams. Because if you make one stream a day, it'll be 365 streams per year. So you need to have been here in this business for like 10 years doing a live stream every single day to have over 3,600 streams. That's crazy. Imagine that. Can you imagine that? So I hit a difficulty spike this morning with Tales of Destiny. Director's Cut on PS2. I overcame it. But man, that was a huge spike. The game had been rather challenging so far up until this point, but it wasn't like this fucking insane. It's a spoiler battle, so I'm not gonna say what boss I fought, but it was a brutally hard battle. But I loved it. No, I didn't. No, it's one of those battles that, I don't know, they're frustrating, you know. So I was hoping we could make that into a topic today, because just talk about the differences between frustrating difficulty and good difficulty, specifically in boss battles. You know, so it's gonna be hard to explain it without complaining too much, but we'll see how it goes. I want to talk about that difficulty spike and what it made me feel. Like, no one cares, Vent. No one cares. I'm sorry, man. No one cares about that. How does it feel to see the Twitch view bot drama unfold? It feels non-existent because I don't know what the fuck that is, dude. Mobile games. No, I was saying, you didn't understand my comment. At the beginning, I was referring to people doing a live stream every day. Like regular content creators, you know, not games. I meant like people, you know. Like, is there anybody out there, you know, anybody, no games, human beings? Are there any human beings out there? Not bots, not games, human beings that have, like, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 live streams in their careers? Because that's fucking insane. I'll be insane. You got any RPG Platinum trophy? I don't know. I've never cared about trophies, to be honest. If I get them, good. If I don't give a shit. I don't care about trophies. Never. I don't know, I just feel like it's something, I don't know. Like, I've talked about that before. For some reason, every now and then I get that question. You know, like, do I platinum games? Do I 100% complete them and stuff like that? I've talked about that. What's up, Scott? So yeah. So like I was saying, I hit a difficulty spike this morning in Tales of Destiny Director's Cut on the PlayStation 2. Huge spike. Like, the game thus far had been challenging, but this was like fucking, like, bullshit. One of those bullshit. Most of you already know what that feels like. You know what I'm talking about. Those moments when you you just hit a really nasty spot. Like you get into a boss fight, you feel like you're prepared, and wow, it wipes the floor with you badly. And you try again, it's like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, right? So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the difference between... Because, well, the boss fight made me think, you know, was this boss fight fun? Was it satisfying that I beat it? Did I feel great after I beat it? So it made me think of all of those occasions in the past where I've beaten super hard bosses, and I want to talk a little bit about that and what makes... We could talk about what makes a game, a difficult game, good, and what makes a difficult game bad. But that's like, you know, comparing Chrono Cross with Natural Doctrine, right? I mean, both are really hard games, but Natural Doctrine is just fucking stupid. It's not enjoyable. But I want to talk about specifically about boss fights, you know? About which boss fights. No matter the game, you know, there are games out there that I fucking love. And there are some nasty spikes where the boss fight was like infuriatingly hard, but it was great. I loved it. You know, I enjoyed fighting, and I enjoyed getting better and grinding or thinking of a different strategy or a different approach. And when I finally overcame the boss fight, I was like, yeah, you know, it felt great. Well, others, and I'm sure you felt the same, you know, others are like, thank God that's over, and I don't ever want to go through that fucking boss fight again, never. And I feel like games with those types of boss fights, the replay value, unless they have like different routes and endings, I feel like the replay value kind of goes down a little bit, because you're like, okay, so I beat these, there's this, so in this JRPG there were like 1, 2, or 3 nasty spikes that I hated, so I'm never gonna play that fucking game again, you know, because I don't want to ever go through those boss fights again, unless the game has a new game plus and you're overpowered and you wipe the floor with these boss fights, you know. But the regular JRPGs like Tales of Destiny, for example, like this boss battle made me think, did I really enjoy it? And I was like, no, I didn't, you know, because of, well, the boss had this kind of barrier and you cannot do anything about it. It's not like there's like, oh, you gotta use this skill or this character or this item to destroy the barrier. No, you gotta beat the shit out of the boss with the barrier. Like, well, thank you, Newcomb. Thank you, Hooflong. Thanks a bunch. So anyway, before I answer your question, just let me finish real quick. So I could go on with a lot of examples, you know. I have a video called 10... What was it called? Like Top 10 Most Unfair JRPG Boss Battles. That's a video from like 2019, if I'm not mistaken. A really old video. Check it out if you want to. But those... Like the majority of those boss battles... No, all of those boss battles in that video are like frustrating, are like, I don't want to do this again. I remember one in the video is like the guy from Devil Survivor, which is completely immune to every single type of attack and every single type of character except your main character, with a Devil's Fuge, an item that you equip your character with, and that's the only thing that can hurt the bastard. And then after you defeat him, he heals himself again, you know, so... It's a really frustrating battle, but Devil Survivor has this new game plus where you carry over some powerful demons, you know, and it makes things easier on your second playthrough. But Tales of Destiny, the Tales games are infamous for not having new game plus. All you do is, if you got enough grade points near the end of the game, you can exchange them for like certain things to make your next playthrough slightly easier. But, I mean, it doesn't help much, right? So... I haven't beaten Tales of Destiny, but it's just one of many examples of games that I don't know if I'll ever beat again. Fortunately, Tales of Destiny has an easy mode, and I did beat the boss fight, that boss battle on easy, and man, it was too easy. I was like, no. I beat the boss, and I got into the scene, and I just resetted the game. I was like, no. Like, I really want to beat the boss fight on normal mode. You know, I got so obsessed with it, you know. I had been trying since yesterday. So this morning, I spent an entire hour trying that boss fight again, you know, until I beat it. You know, I grinded for a little bit and I beat it. But my point is that fighting the boss battle on easy felt like cheap. It felt like, I don't know, like not entertaining. But then I beat the boss fight on normal. And at the end, I was like, wait, this didn't feel satisfactory at all. It felt like, whew, finally, it's over, right? I felt that, you know, when you beat a really hard boss fight. But apart from that, it was like... I did not enjoy the boss fight, so I think what needs to be done with JRPG boss battles is not to make them cheap, not to make them unfair, make them challenging, make them. I don't mind a good nasty difficulty spike, you know, but this barrier situation, like it felt frustrating to attack the enemy because I didn't feel like I was doing a lot of damage. I don't know, G, if I'm gonna go through a difficulty spike, I needed to feel satisfactory at the end. Like I beat something really hard and I feel great. And here I feel like, what a chore. Like what the fuck, I'm glad it's over, man. Like fuck that boss fight, you know. Like that stupid bird in Baten Kaito's Origins, you know, I've complained about that my entire YouTube career. Like come on, man. You know what I'm saying, right? Like what the fuck? Like I don't see how that boss fight is fun. Or how about bosses, you know, some of the Trail series, you know, I could beat the Trails in the Sky first demo. Or a couple of days ago, I got into this boss fight. And by the way, one thing I want to say right now off the bat about the Trails in the Sky demo, remake, is that it's apparently harder than the original. Oh yeah. Trust me, I should know. And this boss fight was like fucking stupid. I was like, I don't remember the game being this hard, you know. And okay, I could have gone out and grinded, you know, and I would have overcome the battle. But that was a frustrating battle. I did not enjoy that battle. You know, so I think developers should have found better ways to make their boss battles challenging without making them cheap, without making them frustrating, because when you include penalties that are unfair, feel unfair, I think your boss battle fails. When you include like a certain penalty, like for example this boss in Tales of Destiny, like a barrier, give the boss a barrier to highly reduce any physical attack. Like instead of doing 200 points of damage for every hit, you do 5. The difference is abysmal. And okay, the boss is weak to magical attacks. Let's use magic. You do 30 points of damage or 50 points of damage out of like a million HP, you know. It's like, this is unfair. I could be over leveled and the battle will still be difficult because it's unfair. You know, that putting such a huge advantage to the boss, like the guy from Devil Survivor, you know. I mean, it's just unfair. It's not fair. It's a cheap way to make your boss battle difficult. So if any indie developers or AA, AAA developers are watching, I doubt it. But if they are, just don't do that. Don't give your boss battles such a huge advantage or such a big advantage that makes it feel frustrating. Like, make me feel like I'm doing damage, like I'm doing something so I can have fun. Even if it takes me forever to beat the boss, even if it takes me, you know, like, requires me to grind a little bit or to rethink my strategy or to use another party member or to use this or equip that, you know, even if I like that shit, you know. But when you give such a huge penalty or huge advantage or you make the battle like so unfair, you know, just don't do that, you know. Don't. So, I haven't beaten Tales of Destiny. Am I ever gonna beat it again? Maybe if I do, if I ever go in a second playthrough, you know, I'll probably just play that boss fight on easy. I beat it on normal. I don't need to repeat the same challenge again. You know, that's an achievement. You know, but it just didn't feel like an achievement. It just felt like I finished cleaning the toilet. You know, like, oh my god, thank god it's over. I did not enjoy that, but it's fucking over. That's my rant. What is your favorite game of the Breath of Fire saga? 4. So Newcomb, thanks again for the super chat. He says another woke push an agenda localization of a game, Tales of Exilia Remastered. Yeah, it's sad news. I'm surprised, you know, they didn't change anything or censor anything in the Tales of Symphonia Remaster. Or earlier this year, I think the Tales of Graces Remastered was released this year, right? Was it like January? Tales of Graces? Nothing was censored. But Tales of Exilia, apparently for some reason they decided to censor the game. Am I surprised? No. Do I care? No. I don't care about that. If you guys expect me to rant about that, like, what's the point? You know, you already know how I feel. I openly and publicly reject Bandai Namco, you know, and woke ideologies. So what do you want me to say? Don't buy it. Don't buy the remaster. And are people gonna listen to me? No. They're gonna buy the fucking remaster. Triangle Strategy was released on PS5 and Xbox this week. Great. Thanks again, Hooflong, for the super chat. He says, just got the Fate games on PS4. You mean the Fate Extella duology? Hope you enjoy them. I beat the first one also on PS4. I haven't played the second one called Link. Just the first one. Great game. I had a special edition of it, but I had to sell it. It was one of the games that I sold before moving back to Mexico when I was living in Canada. I know who has it. My buddy, Breath of the Wild. He doesn't show up anymore in the streams. But, Louis, if you're watching, I'm still anal that I sold you that. Also, I finally got a physical Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 4-6 on SNES. Holy shit, man. How much did you pay for those? You should start with, all of those three games are great. Final Fantasy 6 is the best one, in my opinion, out of those three, so start with that one, it's the best one. It's a must play. I can't wait for you to join the Switch 2 bashing campaign along with the price. That's old news, man. Didn't that happen like 2 months ago? Come on. You can't wait for me to join? Like I already joined that 2 months ago. Do I watch any anime? Of course I do. I just finished watching the original series of Space Adventure Cobra from 1982. Great. It's great. Nothing but stupid fan service, you know, but I loved it. Now I'm watching the other one. The one from 2008 or 9. Which is pretty good. I'm surprised there's no censorship or alterations, but it was still 2009. Imagine a remake of that series nowadays will be censored as fuck. But yeah, great series, great fan service. And this new series is directed by the creator of the manga, so it's legit. Will you be interested in making a video about the best RPGs based on anime series? I already did that many years ago. I think it's a 2017 or 2018 video. It's a really old video, you know, it wasn't successful. That's why you can't find it, probably. Shame on you for finishing that game, Ben. I think so, Roberto, I don't know. He says, I think YouTube is auto-dubbing videos to other languages. Do you have that enabled? I don't know, I think it was automatic. I did get some emails about that. Like dubbing in other languages, you know, AI dubbing is gonna be available soon. I don't know if I have it enabled or not. Like, I don't give a shit about it, you know, but if it's enabled, then if you guys want to use it, then use it. You're gonna hear a robot talking over me, which I doubt it's gonna be interesting, you know. Did you overall like the Sky remake? I don't want to talk about it right now. I know when I talk about it in my live streams, then people don't watch the videos when I make them. Happened to me with the Suikoden remasters. It happened to me with East 10, Xenoblade Chronicles X, so fuck you. No, I'm kidding, you know, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna talk about it. There are some good and bad things to say about the remake. And I haven't beaten the demo, you know, I have a situation where I don't know if I should, like I probably won't get a review code. And so I'm gonna have to download the ROM on Switch and see if it works in this laptop, and that's how I'm gonna play the game, so we'll see. So if I finish the demo, I'm gonna be too lazy to restart the whole thing on Switch like a month from now, or like 3 weeks from now, you know. So... Neo the Worlds with you is fucking garbage, man, but... yeah, whatever. No comment on that. Really? PS5 Pro is now $740 and $50? Yeah, those companies pushing for socialism and woke ideology, and all they do is capitalize more and more on their products. The hypocrisy, right? Have you watched Bubblegum Crisis? Not in its entirety, but a long time ago. I watched some episodes. I should rewatch it. You're highly surprised I am not married with kids. These women will do anything for me. Sure. No versus episode comeback news. I'm not gonna answer that question anymore. Okay, because you often ask me about that, and I've answered that, and you already know the answer to that. That's right, Donsk. If you guys want to see me, if you guys want to use the AI dubbing my voice, it's gonna censor every fucking thing that I say. Thank you, Blade, for that comment. Ah, Mr. Charles. Of course I fucking did. Amazing album. Well, there were some songs that were like okay at best, you know, but I watched the whole thing. I noticed that they released like a video, like a visualizer for every song, which is basically a video, you know. To me, it felt like a video. And it was interesting to see. I liked some of the videos, others I didn't care for. But man, the best fucking song is still Milk of the Madonna. I already learned it on the guitar. What a killer sound. What a killer song, man. My Mind is a Mountain, amazing song. The new single, what was it? Fuck. I forget the song. Well, it just came out. Can you blame me? Infinite Source. Thank you. I loved it. Love it I played it on guitar, and I love the song. Amazing. CXZ, another amazing song. Yeah, great album. I think I really liked OMS, the last one. These ones surpassed it. This is a phenomenal album. A phenomenal comeback to... I don't know, man. There's something... It's just a really fucking good album. Thank you, Blade. What do I gotta do for you to beat Final Fantasy X? Nothing, you know. I think eventually I'll do it, you know, one of these days. I don't know. Expedition 33, I don't give a shit about it, so I don't really care. You can't do anything about it. I don't care about the game. Not a bad game, you know. I just didn't care about it. But Final Fantasy X, it'll happen, man. You don't have to do anything either. It'll happen one day, don't worry. Thanks again, Newcomb. Do you have a theory on why these localizers don't get sued by original story writers for changing their story? I talked about that before. I think my biggest hypothesis is that they sign some kind of contract that gives the publisher or the localization team like cultural liberties or something. There's gotta be a contract. This is the reason why, I don't know if you guys remember, you probably don't, because it was buried by the news. No one talked about it, conveniently, especially here in fucking YouTube. But when the Eiyuden Chronicle last year, when the Eiyuden Chronicle localization drama happened, you know, Rabbit and Bear Studios did consider suing 505 Games, but then there were rumors about that, but then nothing happened. Mysteriously died, and the lawsuit didn't happen, and nobody knows why. Nobody knows what the fuck happened there. So my guess is that they signed that whenever a Japanese developer signs a contract with these American or Western publishers, there's gotta be that, you know, in the contract, you know, something that says that you can't sue them, or that they will take liberties with the script and make it for modern, more suitable for Western audiences, you know, for modern audiences, you know. So I'm sure that's my theory. That's why none of these companies in Japan sue them, you know. And also you gotta understand that a lot of these developers, they kind of agree with them. It's like, oh, I'm gonna write a script, but it's gonna have to be twisted and politically altered for Western audiences. Oh, sure, that's fine. I'm okay with that. They don't give a shit. Like, a company that I believe gave a shit was Falcom, because, you know, NIS America could have gotten the rights for Trails in the Sky, or I don't know what the hell happened there. I'm just speculating on what happened. I don't know if maybe Gung-Ho paid more money. Like, I don't know. Maybe Exceed Marvelous. Let's start from there. Marvelous Entertainment owns Exceed Games, right? So obviously Marvelous Entertainment has the rights to Trails in the Sky. So it begs the question, why didn't Marvelous publish the game? So maybe NIS America approached them and said, hey, can I buy the rights from you? And Marvelous was like, yeah, how much money are you offering? Well, like $1 million, or something. And then Gung Ho showed up and said, well, I'll give you 2. And nobody else showed up. So, because you gotta consider that the Trail series is not that popular. The Trail series feels popular nowadays, but it's not. Like, I just played the demo 2 parts a couple of days ago, and I didn't see a lot of people, in stream. Or maybe only on part 1, but there's not a lot of interest in the Trail series, because people are... we'll talk about this later. But the Trail series isn't that big enough for a company like, I don't know, fucking Square Enix to approach and say, oh, I'll buy the rights. They don't care. So maybe Gung Ho was the highest bidder. I don't know. But NIS America could have gotten the localization, but then Falcom ended their contract. He's like, okay, you got the Daybreak trilogy and that's it, I'm done with you. I don't know if East 11, if it ever gets developed, because Proud Nordics is going to be published by NIS America, unfortunately. But East 11, when it comes out, I hope it's not published by NIS America. Otherwise, it's going to destroy my theory. Because my theory is that Falcom gave NIS America the middle finger. And they got angry, like, okay, you're changing, politically altering my scripts, my work. Fuck you. So I'm going to start working with different publishers. And Falcom also expressed its desire to use machine translation, professional machine AI translations from now on. They expressed interest. They didn't say that's what they're going to do from now on. But they expressed interest on how, on using machine translations, AI translations, so they don't have to deal with the process of localization, which is, thanks to companies like NIS America in 505 games, it's proven that they don't give a shit and that they take liberties and that they can't do anything about them. So, yeah, those are my theories, my hypotheses. They aren't theories. Those are my speculations, Newcomb. That's what I believe it's happening. That's why I think most Japanese developers don't sue these publishers, because one, they don't give a shit. They're fine with the political alterations they do to the scripts, or they can't do anything because they sign a contract that stipulates that they can't do anything. That's my hypothesis. Anyway. You haven't listened to Deftones in 15 years? Now is a good time to get back to Deftones. This new album is bonkers. Am I worried about the US attacking Mexico? What? You mean because of the cartels? I don't know, man. Wait, what? Which gaming news this year upset you the most? Oh, I gave up. Last year you saw that, I got so upset with every fucking news that I heard until I gave up. This year is like, I quit. I was like, I'm done with the video game industry, I will care every now and then, like I care about the Trails in the Sky remake, it's Trails in the Sky, how can I not care? How can I not care about the Suikoden remasters, but how many JRPGs that have been released this year have I covered in my channel? Like 3? Out of like 20, 30 maybe? I don't give a shit, man, so... You know what upsets me? When I find a wrong or censored fan translation. Like I've been getting into fan translations more and more. Retro games, working on my backlog, trying to focus this channel on obscure games. As you've seen, I'm still covering some popular games every now and then. I just did a top 50 PS4 JRPGs. You probably watched that. If you didn't, go and watch it. But, like 90% of the focus of my attention and this channel's coverage is like old games, right? Like retro games or like PS4 Switch era and below that. Especially obscure games, So what upsets me is things about those games. But am I upset about things that happen nowadays, like the Tales of Exilia remasters? Like, I don't give a shit, you know. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna take advantage of it, you know. Once the remaster comes out, I'm gonna post my fucking video again to see if this time people fucking watch it. Can you believe this song from Tales of Destiny? Zero and Azure are getting reprinted. Those two are very expensive games. Yeah, they aren't that expensive. They're like 80 to 100 bucks each. But okay, that's a good thing, you know, getting reprinted with their shitty localizations. You're old enough to remember the first video game crash. The video game industry is not gonna crash. I don't know what that is, Roberto. I don't know those toys. Exilia is not a remake, it's a remaster. It's not even that, you know, it's just like a port. I saw the trailer and it feels like a port. Looks like a port. Censored port. There will soon be a AAA game crash. People have been saying that for years and nothing's happening, you know. I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, I hope so, you know, if it crashes, so be it, you know, I'll be happy. But I don't think so. I remember you messaged the Wild Arms creator. I interviewed him. That's right, that was a long time ago. How much have you played in Tales of Destiny so far? The PS2 game, I'm like 21 hours in. Near the end of the game. It's a 2004 game, you know. Back then, most JRPGs were between 20 and 30 hours. Switch made you love RPGs once more? Oh yeah, well that's a reasonable argument. We are not close to cultural change, Newcomb. Fucking the US government is more busy with wars and tariffs than fixing Google, fixing Hollywood, fixing Disney, fixing the video game industry. Like, it's like Trump doesn't give a shit, man, so let him fight wars and shit, you know, whatever. Sadly, we're not close to any cultural change whatsoever. Because the people in power aren't doing anything about it. Have you ever owned a Tamagotchi? No. Well, here in Mexico, I'm pretty sure it was huge in other countries maybe, but where I lived in my school when that came out, the Tamagotchi things, it just lasted for like a few months, and then no one gave a shit about it anymore. No, I was like in elementary school, I believe. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. I did see some people, some classmates with it, you know, but it died like really quickly, you know. No one gave a shit. Thanks again, Blade. What's your favorite platformer? Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter. Oh, my favorite 3D platformer, you're asking. I'm not really big into 3D platformers. I am a super big fan of 2D platformers. You know, my favorite is Super Mario World. But my favorite 3D platformer... Yeah, maybe the first Crash Bandicoot, the first one. You know, I played the shit out of that. Alice Madness Returns, that's another one, but I feel like that's a cross-genre. Like, it's a platformer, a 3D platformer, a hack and slash... maybe like a horror game. Hey, but if it counts, right? So yeah, I will go with that. I will go with Alice Madness Returns. But if you want strictly platformer, you know, in its purest sense, The original Crash Bandicoot on PS1 will be my favorite 3D platformer. Nick Fuentes is making a lot of sense lately. I don't know who that is. How long does it take to beat Dragon Quest IX? I've never beaten that game, man. I remember that game being super slow. Like, it takes a long time to get there. The first time I played that game was like aeons ago, a long time ago, and I was like, I played for 2 hours, and I got bored. And I was like, what the fuck, this is boring. Then I gave it a second chance and made it further, you know, but I think it's a great game. I just don't think it's a game that I want to finish one day. Have you played the Resident Evil 2 remake? Nah. Like, I've seen footage of it, you know, but nah. I don't like shoulder controls. I'm in the minority here, I know that, you know, most people like shoulder controls, but I don't. I mean, I'm not defending tank controls, you know, but I was kind of like looking for something like Code Veronica, maybe, I don't know. So when I noticed that the Resident Evil 2 remake was gonna be like that, like with shoulder controls, a la Resident Evil 4, I was like, I'm not playing this. And don't even bother asking me about Resident Evil 3 remake, because that was super politicized from what I remember. But 2 was like, I don't know. I mean, not a bad game, you know, I'm not trashing the game. I'm just saying I'm not really into that. Thank you, Yum Yum, for the super chat. Don't forget to super chat like this super chat and send this live stream to your friends. That's right. To your woke friends so they can piss off. Like, who is this guy? He's so rude. I feel offended. Guys like him should be cancelled. What's your favorite Dreamcast and Saturn game that are not RPGs? Alright, so Dreamcast, probably I'm gonna go with Cannon Spike. Well, I should say the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Well, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, I think I prefer the PS1 version, but the second one, I think I prefer the Dreamcast version, but then again, I don't like the controller. I'm gonna go with Cannon Spike. I think it's my favorite Dreamcast game that's not an RPG. And Sega Saturn? Oh, I'll be honest, I barely played any Sega Saturn games that are not RPGs. If I had to pick one randomly, it will be... Never mind, I don't think I have one, you know, I haven't... Like, I barely played any, you know. I don't think I can answer that, you know, Saturn, I don't think I have one yet. I need to get more into games, into Sega Saturn games that are not RPGs, because most of the games that I've been playing on Sega Saturn since last year have been RPGs. Because I never had a chance, you know, to play them. I don't play them that often, you know, I should focus on that, but... yeah. What do you think of the Persona remakes? What remakes? You mean there's only one remake? You mean Persona 3 remake? No, it's not worth your time, stick to the original. There's a hack on Retro Games Talk of the PS2 FES version that lets you control your party members. That's all it does. The mod, all it does is let you control your party members. That's all it does. It changes nothing else. That's the version you should play. Forget about the remake, man. It's censored and politicized. I mean, not as bad as Daybreak or Yuden Chronicle, you know, but... Like, the translation was retranslated by this woke bitch for modern audiences. You envy the local food I can get while gaming? Okay. I don't drink soda, but yeah. Saturn and Dreamcast are the best with arcade fighting games? Yeah, Neo Geo beats them both, in my opinion. Yeah, Cannon Spike, make sure to play with Kami. That's the whole point. I don't even know why they bothered adding some other characters. I think Mega Man is also a playable character. It's like, no, all I needed was Kami. All I needed was Kami. I didn't need these other dudes. Kami, that's it. I want a Kami game, I got it. No, they don't need to do that, David. They're gonna politicize it and censor it, and Jill Valentine's gonna be even more ugly than what she looked back in the Resident Evil 3 and Nemesis remake. I strongly disagree with you. Capcom should just go fucking bankrupt. You should resell the... Well, actually, the Persona 3 remake, I've seen it also for like $30 on Amazon, you know. You should buy all copies and resell them. Every single one of them. Kami. A Kami game. Kami. Did I say Kami? Who's your favorite Dragon Ball Z characters? Oh my god. Definitely Vegeta. He's up there. Goku himself, I've always have like I don't know, the guy grows on you. I mean, it's almost impossible not to be a fan of Goku. A lot of people hate him, you know, but most people like Goku. He just grows on you, you know, so he naturally becomes one of your favorites. He's also one of my favorites, Goku himself. I kind of liked Bulma for a while until I didn't, for some reason. She just continued to get more and more annoying with each season, you know? I remember by the Freezer... How do you guys say in English? Freezer? Frieza? Frieza? Is it Frieza? By the Frieza arc, I kind of hated Bulma. I was like, fucking die, please, just fucking die. I hated Bulma, but I used to be a big fan of her. I like Launch. I wish she was more of a recurrent character. Or she had been a recurrent character, Launch. Like, she changes between two personalities, you know, I love that. I love Launch. Is it Launch in your country? It's hard to say my favorites, you know, because we have different names. Like, Vegeta isn't pronounced Vegeta here, it's pronounced Vegeta. Vegeta. Piccolo. Piccolo is kind of like, okay, you know. Never really became a fan, but I'm okay with him. He's not too bad. I like Krillin again until I didn't. Trunks, maybe. I mean, Trunks from the future Trunks. I like future Trunks, because when Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu saga starts, he's a bit of a prick. Kid Trunks, it's a bit of a prick, you know, kind of like your teenage version from the future was better, more interesting. Anyway, those are some of my favorites. I wish Milk could have been like a more, well, Chi-Chi, I'm sorry, Chi-Chi. Could have also been a more recurrent character and fight. And instead we got this girl, Gohan's girlfriend, what's her name? And she's kind of like, eh. What's her name? Gohan is also kind of like one of the most annoying characters from kid to adult. Like, I never cared about him. Broly. Oh, we're counting bad guys too? Broly is interesting, you know. Cell, I have mixed feelings. I love the androids. Probably Android 18 is one of my favorite characters in the entirety of the Dragon Ball Z saga. I love the twins, you know, the 17 and 18, especially 18. One of my favorite, Videl, yeah, Videl, whatever. She was kind of like meh, you know. Those are some of my favorite characters. Top 3 will probably be Vegeta, Android 18, and Launch. Garnet is better waifu material than Rinoa or Quistis? Quistis all the way, dude. Quistis doesn't really have an existential emotional crisis, you know. She acts like an adult. I don't know, if I was a teenager, I would probably say Garnet, you know. But I'm a fucking almost 40-year-old boy, so of course I'm gonna go with Quistis. Even though she's like, what, like 18? But she's like the mature woman, down-to-earth woman, you know, in the party of Final Fantasy VIII. So definitely Quistis is my waifu. Vegeta is baguette, as in Mexico. Vegeta. Vegeta. Dragon Ball went crazy at the end, right before Toriyama died. He wrote some unusual scenarios. Yeah, I haven't seen them. You mean Dragon Ball Super, right? Dragon Ball Z Super or something? I haven't watched that, and I have no interest in watching that. I watched all the way until GT. Dragon Ball GT. In its entirety. That's the last thing I remember watching. And GT I wasn't a big fan of. I was like, this is... Pan never really grew on me. I was hoping she will grow on me, but never really did. Trunks is now a teenager again, but he's like dumb. You know, it's like okay. And Goku, Kid Goku again? Really? I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but that's as far as I go. You thought Quistis was like 30? She should have been, you know, to be a teacher. I will feel very uncomfortable if I had gone to high school and my teacher was like almost the same age as me. I will feel very uncomfortable, you know. Quistis should have been like 25 at least. But no, I think Quistis is like 18. Like a year older than Squall. In the North American version, you know, how they changed some ages, you know. I have a video on censorship coming soon, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Hopefully YouTube won't... Is this Grandia? Oh, Sakura Wars? Okay. Sakura Wars. Piccolo sounds like pickle. That's funny. Yeah, rest in peace, Toriyama, Akira Toriyama. They started shitting on his work right after he died, and they will continue to do so. Same with Murayama. Censorship is a great topic for a video. It is. You know, I've done a bunch of videos on that, but, you know, YouTube always tries to censor them. Censor videos about censorship in my channel. Have you tried the Eden's Zero game? No. Oh, from the same guy from Fairy Tail, right? I saw the demo. I don't know if I want to play it or not, to be honest. I watched the demo and it looked like an action RPG with a lot of fan service, you know, but I'm not sure. I would probably play it for like for the fan service, but if it's gonna be I mean, I don't know. Yeah, man, Dragon Ball became legendary because of that. I remember when, well, the classic meme, one of the biggest memes in Dragon Ball history is the 5 minutes meme. Everybody knows that meme. Like Frieza says, this planet will be destroyed in 5 minutes. And like 10 episodes elapse, everybody manages to escape safe and sound in 5 minutes. That's the biggest, in my opinion, that's the biggest meme. I don't know how big that meme was in the US or other countries, but in Mexico that was a huge meme. Everybody and their mom made fun of that. Like, the planet will be destroyed in 5 minutes. And then like 10 hours elapse, nothing happens. I'll never forget that. If you're a kid from the 90s, you'll remember that. What's happening here? Did it oh man. I think it froze. My chat froze. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the 9,000 meme. That's always been a meme. Oh, his level is over 9,000. Yeah, that's another big meme. That's one of the biggest memes too. Those fucking things. I'm glad they got rid of them, you know. They were kind of like... At the beginning they were interesting. I was kind of into that when I was a little kid. Like Vegeta and Nappa arrived and they have these sensors, these radars, you know, to measure someone's strength. I was like, that was pretty fucking cool. But then they did again, and it became a meme, and it was like, get rid of them. Get rid of that, please, and they did. Yamcha meme is hilarious. Well, Yamcha himself is a meme. He's the weakest character since the first Dragon Ball. Who are you talking to, Donsk? Who the fuck said anything about minors in anime? You should see a doctor, man. You bought a Steam Deck and sold your Switch and PS5. Fuck giving money to these companies. I am emulating everything now. Same here. 95%. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, man. I can't just go full anti-Switch and PS5, you know? Like 90% anti-Switch and PS5. I emulate everything nowadays too. Like really, you know, before the Trails in the Sky demo, I haven't touched the PS5 in like months. I play everything here on the laptop nowadays. So they made Hunter, X Hunter, a non-arena fighter. Thank God. Yeah, I noticed there's like a new game based on that. Thank you very much, Kevin King. You need to watch my video, Kevin King. I did. It just YouTube kind of killed the video. But I did a video. It's called I'm gonna. Well, you can find it. It's called the Ayuden Chronicle localization drama. Let me give it to you. I think I have it here somewhere saved. Yeah, I did the video, and I remember when it hit like 18,000 views, YouTube killed it. It didn't demonetize it for some reason, you know. Here you go, buddy. That's the link to the video. Click on it, and you'll find out everything about it. The reason why I didn't talk about that, I mean, I did mention something about the bad localization within the review, but I felt like it was there was just so much to say about it that it needed a separate video. Now I kind of regret that. I should have mentioned how stupidly politicized the translation was in the review and not on a separate video, but what's done is done. I can't go back to the past, you know. But if I could, I will go back, you know, and I will. The video that I just posted right here in the chat, I wouldn't do that video. Instead, I will insert that on the review, you know. But I fucked up, you know. Dragon Ball Daima contradicts everything. What's Dragon Ball Daima? I don't even know what that is. Oh, that Dragon Ball Super. That was the last I heard from Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Daima? What the hell is that? You were playing Stella Deus. One of the biggest grind fests ever made. Almost this Gaia level of grinding. Would you ever consider making a list of all the JRPGs you hate the most in your... No. Anything I do nowadays with a negative connotation, YouTube destroys. Didn't you watch my top 10? Nobody watched the video because it was I was very negative towards a certain game, and well, YouTube didn't like that, so the video died. It had like 5,000 views. My top 10 Nintendo DS JRPGs versus my favorites, you know? Top 10 best Nintendo DS JRPGs versus my favorites. The video was a massive failure just because I was negative about The World Ends With You. And I didn't even mention anything political, you know, or anything, and I didn't even say the word fuck. It was a really well done video, you know. By the rules. Maybe it was because of that. Yeah. YouTube doesn't want me to criticize anything anymore or being negative about anything. Whenever I do that, they kill the video for some reason. Remember that? Earlier this year, I don't know if you guys, some of you probably remember that I was planning to do with you guys the worst JRPG on every console video. You know how we did the darkest JRPG on every console, most underrated, top 25 hardest JRPGs. We've done a bunch of videos in these Q&As, and then I edited them and upload them as regular videos. So the one about the worst JRPGs, we never did that because of that. It's like, what's the point? I can't even criticize anything anymore in this fucking website. Has CD-ROM shut down? It changed to Retro Games Talk. Let me give you the link. You're gonna have to create an email account or use your real email account to log in and download games. But CD-ROM became this. RetroGamesTalk.com. Click on that. That's CD Romance. Some wanted to play Zelda in the new movie. Oh, you mean the transsexual? Yeah, the tranny. Yeah, I heard about that. You know, I think there were. I mean, I think that was just a rumor. You know, like it was never confirmed, but it's gonna be played by a regular girl. Have you done any video on Star Ocean 6: The Divine Force? Yes, I have. You can. That's easy to find. Unlike the Eiyuden Chronicle video that Kevin King wanted to watch and couldn't find, I can't blame him. Star Ocean 6 is easy to find. Just type Star Ocean The Divine Force Eric Landon on YouTube, you'll see my review. Dragon Ball Daima is a 20 episode series that was made a little bit after Toriyama died. Oh, then I don't give a shit about it. They got to the demon realm and turned the heroes into kids again. Oh, great. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'll watch it to my wish list. My imaginary wish list. You finished the Divine Force a few months ago. Great game. Hey, fellow fan! I also noticed that, you know, I kind of have to give up on defending certain games. I've defended them enough. And whenever I make a video and defend them, the video fails. This is another reason why I've been trying to change the focus of my channel to hidden gems and obscure games, especially retro ones. Because number one, I feel like I've covered the popular ones a lot, like a hell of a lot already. So there's no need for me to continue doing that. And another reason is because I've noticed that whenever I do that, the videos tend to fail. I remember a couple of months ago I did a video called Top 10 JRPGs Everybody Loves and I Love Too. The list was full of popular games. That top 10 was a failure. Did you guys even watch that? Didn't get recommended, and it was a really positive video. It's like, YouTube shadow banned this video. Why? There's nothing. I mean, it's just me being, hey, you guys love this JRPG? I love it too. It's great. Recommend it. Nobody watched that. Because now you guys have turned me into a slave of the obscure. Thank you, actually. I still want to continue covering some of the popular JRPGs, you know, but now, since last year, I've been focusing more and more on hidden gems and obscure games, you know. They deserve more. Like, you don't need me to talk about Star Ocean 6 again. Or most of you. You don't need me to talk about fucking Shin Megami Tensei 4, you know, come on. You already know how I feel about the popular games, but do you know how I feel about Sugunai Atonement? I bet 9 out of 10 of you don't even know what the fuck that is. That's a PS2 turn-based RPG. Developed by Cattle Call, the developers of the Alliance Alive. Yeah. PS4 RPGs like Star Ocean are going to be obscure hidden gems soon enough. No, I don't think so. I really doubt it. Star Ocean will never be obscure. It's really popular. You need thumbnails with your eyes and mouth wide open with a title like Games You Need to Play. Oh yeah, I've done videos on that already, you know. I did a video 3 months ago. I think it was called 10 RPGs You Should Know About. I don't know if you guys watched that. That video did alright, you know, it did alright. But yeah, I always put my girls, especially nowadays. Especially nowadays, man. Like with all the female censorship, all the girls don't want their other girls being sexy or looking sexy, you know? I was like, my fuck you, I'm going to continue to put sexy girls in my thumbnails. And that's also why they get shadow banned. How about doing a video on Radio the Universe? Yeah. Good idea. Radio the Universe. You got it, bro. What was the name of that 3DS RPG where the world has constant rain? I don't know. I thought about doing that too, Sora. Not exactly an April's Fool video, but I kind of did one. It was like a 2-hour long stream called Top 10 Best JRPGs Ever Made. It was nothing but bad games. It's a 2-hour long stream. I did it on Twitch, and then I uploaded the stream here on YouTube. That was like 3 months ago. Did anybody watch that? Well, I'm pretty sure someone did, you know. The video had like 3,500 views, you know, so I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this much. But yeah, it's literally called Top 10 Best JRPGs Ever Made, and it's a 2-hour long stream with nothing but bad games. Go and watch that. But I would love to do one of these days, a joke top 10 like that. Like top 10 best PS5 JRPGs or something, and it's nothing but really bad NES games or something. But then, you know, I do that and I'm gonna lose like 50 subscribers. The video's gonna get like 3,000 views. Why bother? I'm not really a fan of Zelda games, Aaron. Like, I appreciate it, but I'm not really a fan of Zelda. So I probably won't really care about the game. I remember someone sending me a game called Divine, something like that. It's a roguelike, an 8-bit roguelike. And it was fun for a while, and I was like, you know, this is a good game, but it's just not for me. It's a Metroidvania, sorry, a Metroidvania, not a roguelike. It's a Metroidvania. Good game, good indie game, you know, but I was like, this is just not my kind of game, you know. Has any famous people ever contacted you or been in your chat or comment section? In my comments, I have no idea. I don't read the comments. I stopped reading the comments in my videos like 5 years ago or so. 6 years ago, I think. 6 years ago, actually. I gave up. Too much drama, too much hatred, too much trolling, you know. Too many people trying to catch my attention with ginormous paragraphs saying that I'm a piece of shit or that I'm wrong. Like, have you no fucking life? I got tired of all those fucking people, you know, so no. In my chat, I don't know, maybe some people in disguise. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the most famous YouTuber that once showed up in my chat during a live stream was Alpha Omega Sin. I was doing Okage Shadow King. That's a really obscure PS2 RPG. I was doing a live stream of that game, and the Alpha Omega Sin showed up, and he said he was a fan. And I was like, that one of my favorite YouTubers is my fan? Holy fucking shit, you know. That's the most famous one that I can remember. Yeah. Maybe... Well, Radical Reggie showed up once, and we did some collaborations together. We put 13 Sentinels in the second place of the Vanillaware games. I was like, fuck. We shouldn't have done that. That's it. Oh, there was this guy. I forget the name of the channel. He's a huge channel focused mostly on Dragon Ball. Speaking about Dragon Ball, I don't remember the name of the channel though. But he was like super famous, like a 750,000 subscribers channel, you know, like really big. And he told me he had been a fan for a while, you know, and I was like, wow, that's great. I remember most of his videos were about Dragon Ball, you know, but I don't remember this guy's channel, and that was a long time ago. No famous people have showed up in like the last 2 years or so. Ever since the internet found out that YouTube put me in some kind of blacklist, it all ended. No one wants to do anything with me anymore. Would you recommend Class of Heroes 1 and 2 Complete Edition? I know the third one is coming out. No. I'm gonna say no, not because they're bad games, but because I just don't like them. I don't care. The second one has these really obnoxious kind of drag queen character. No. I couldn't even tell you, Newcomb, if the games are politically altered or like I don't know. I don't know much about them. I got the review codes for those complete editions like last year, and I think I played them live on Twitch, and I was like, you know, these games are just not for me, you know. I can't recommend something that I don't care for, you know. But I don't think they're bad games. Do a collab with Razor Fist? I don't know who that is. I thought your favorite YouTuber was James Rolfe. He still is. For the past couple of months, I've been rewatching every single episode of James and Mike Mondays. I have like 10 episodes left. I'm about to finish. In 2 months, or a little bit less actually, I watched almost 400 episodes, because it's like 390 something episodes. And I did fast forward on some of them because they were kind of boring about games that I didn't care about, you know, but I watched every single one of them. I'm still a big fan of James and Mike, you know. Those two are still my favorite YouTubers and content creators. James, I don't really watch. Nowadays, I just strictly stick to AVGN. I don't watch his Neighbor Nerds show with John. I think John, I've said this before many times, but I think John is not really a public figure material, you know. Like, he's a good guy, you know. I respect him. He seems to be someone that I will easily hang out with in real life, but I don't think he has a good presence on video, you know. And there's not a lot of chemistry with James, you know. And then James often makes these movies about. He just released one called "Why I Love Sci-Fi Movies." You know, I don't really watch those anymore. I just strictly stick to AVGN videos. But anyway, so yeah, James Rolfe and Mike Matei are still my favorite YouTubers and content creators of all time. Will it change one day? Maybe, you know. Maybe they'll go woke or political, and I'll stop watching them. But for now, as of a recording of this Q&A, they're still my biggest, my favorite YouTubers. And that's it. You know, I really don't watch anything anymore. Every now and then, the Rick Beato video, the Minty Comedic Arcs video, the GameSack video, but I wouldn't really call myself a fan. Like, I mostly use YouTube to watch shows, concerts, you know, bands, music, or to research something for my videos, you know. That's what I do. Was there a fan that you attracted to? I don't understand that question, Yum Yum. Was there a fan that I attracted to, like what, to someone? Leatherface, yeah, he says I loved Alpha Magazine too. Too bad his content wouldn't work now. Mine doesn't work. If mine doesn't work, exactly, imagine Alpha's content nowadays. He will be demonetized right away. Eric, I like Metal Max Reloaded from Nintendo DS. I don't know that game. I mean, I know the Metal Max games, and I know some are on NES and SNES, but I didn't know there were some Metal Max games on Nintendo DS. Is it fan translated? The plot is amazing, the setting post-apocalyptic is incredible, but it is too damn long. Open world RPG, too fetchy, the dialogues are very good. Oh wow, so thanks for letting me know about that game, man. Oh wow, so it's fan translated? Let me look it up right now. That sounds cool. Metal Max Reloaded. DS, right? Found it. English patched. Oh wow, there's a cute, sexy blondie on a bike in the cover. Metal Max 2 Reloaded. So now I'm gonna ask you the same question you guys ask me all the time. I'm gonna ask the same question to you, Bravo. Do I need to play the first one? I'm anal about that. I want to start from the beginning. Kirby 3D or 2D games? 2D games. The comment section of Alpha Omega Scene affected him, so he was constantly scolding people. That's why I gave up 6 years ago. I was like, why waste my time with a bunch of anonymous people on the internet that I don't even know who you guys are. Why waste my time with you? Goodbye. That's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. Nah, I don't want to waste my time with anonymous haters, you know. What? I mean, that's just dumb. He should have abandoned the comment section like I did. Do you like the Monster anime? There's a video on my second channel where I talked about the anime. Believe it or not, I did a review on Monster, the anime. Check it out. I've seen this channel with some asshole named Eric Landon. Have you ever heard of him? I think I have. Yeah. I think I have. Said fucking douchebag, man. Yeah, he should be cancelled. That's a guy who doesn't use pronouns. He hates both Trump and Biden. You know? He's Mexican. Fuck that guy. He gets angry. He makes rants. He's rude. He's nice. No one wants to collab with him. He claims he's always bitching about being shadow banned. You know, fuck that guy. Nobody should watch that guy. Who are your favorite audience of your channel? So, I am you guys. No, some of my favorite people are the ones who never make a comment and just consume the content. I have no preference when it comes to audience as long as they enjoy the content. That's my favorite audience. You know, the type of audience that enjoys the content. Whether they appear here in the chat or in the live streams or they never say a word. You know, as long as the people that enjoy my content. We do good, brother, says Matt, usually silent. What's up, man? Matalana here. Yeah, so, yeah. I have no preference, you know. As long as people enjoy the content, that's my favorite type of audience. Do you recommend Knights of Azure? Ooh, that's a good game. I didn't include the game in my top 50. There's just so many PS4 JRPGs. And so many got left out of the top 50, but that game should have been there. It's a really good game, really good action RPG, tons of fan service, beautiful girls, beautiful waifus. Just keep in mind it's a Yuri game. Yuri as in a lesbian game. The female protagonists are a couple, you know. But it's funny. They never make it something political. They don't make a stand, you know, like lesbian pride and shit. And no, it's just the usual Yuri stuff that Japanese anime and mangas have been having since the 80s, man. I used to love Alpha Magazine, but he had a bit too much negativity for no reason. Kind of like me. The history stands from its own? Oh! The Metal Max game! Oh, so I don't need to play any other. Okay, thank you, Bravo. I'll play it. So it's a standalone. But now I want to know if the first one... Let's see how many Metal Max games are here in Retro Games Talk. Metal Max. Let's just go with Metal Max. Ooh, there's like... I mean, okay. So there's Metal Max 1. Okay, the Metal Max 1 on the NES. It's fan-translated. And of course, there's Metal Maxino on the Vita, but it's also on PS4, and we did get that one. But it's there on the Vita, you know. Metal Max Returns on the SNES. Also fan-translated. And then there's Metal Max 2 on the SNES. That's not fan-translated. And then Metal Max 2 Reloaded. Oh, so Metal Max 2 Reloaded is like some kind of port or remaster or remake of the one on the Super Nintendo, right? I'm guessing it's that. And then there's Metal Max 3 on the Nintendo DS, also fan-translated. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. This is what I'm into nowadays. So I'll look into this series later. Like I said, you know, I've been aware of the series for a long time. I remember Metal Saga. Metal Saga on the PS2. That was the first one that I saw, and when I saw it, I was like, "Well, what is this?" You know. So I looked it up online, and it turned out to be part of a series of RPGs. Never left Japan. Only in Japan RPGs. And then years later, we got Metal Maxino on PS4 and Steam, and I played that. I've talked about that. I've recommended the game. Do not play the remake. Metal Maxino Reload, I think it's called. I don't know, it's something else. Reborn. Metal Maxino Reborn. Do not play that. It's bad. It's a pretty bad remake. Stick to the original, which we did get in North America. You know, there's a physical release published by NIS America. Oh, that's right, Sora, my favorite audience, the people who do super chat, the people who pay. That's right, Donsk is an extremely hard game. Will we get another non-RPG hidden gems video? Can't believe you like Dead Smiles. You watched that? I don't think so. Sorry. Unless that video succeeds a lot, you know, that gets really popular with a lot of views, which I really doubt it's gonna happen. I don't think so, man. That's why I made it a 1 hour long video. To put all the hidden gems, non-RPG hidden gems in the video, and just that there is the definitive ultimate compilation. That's it. Okay. Be prepared because it is very fetchy. I'll play it, you know. Doesn't mean that I have to beat it. I'll play it. Can you try streaming PS3 games on your laptop? I already did that, Anthony. I've done some on Twitch. I don't think I've done one on YouTube. But anyway, I have done, you know, you can find some of my streams on my second channel. But I have played PS3 games on my laptop live. You really need to finish watching Gurren Lagann. Why? What makes you feel that I really need? Why is it a necessity? You make it sound like it's indispensable. Why? Have you gotten to the Neptunia games at all? I fucking hate them. I don't really hate them, you know, but I don't like them. I don't like the Neptunia games. I like other Idea Factory games like Dead End Request, Dragon Star Varnir, you know, the first Fairy Fencer, because there's only one Fairy Fencer. There's no such thing as Fairy Fencer 2, it doesn't exist. It's imaginary, it's a lie. The government inserted that game into your brains, you know, but it isn't real. There's only one Fairy Fencer game. And yeah, Neptunia is kind of bad. I never found the humor entertaining, you know. I have a video on that. You know what I should do? I should grab some of my best clips that I uploaded on my second channel and like re-upload them here on this channel. Some of them are pretty interesting, you know. Like the one I did on Hyperdimension Neptunia. Idea Factory is a modern LJN. Do you think you can emulate Fairy Tail on Switch? I'm not sure. I can emulate Switch games in this computer. Trinity Trigger worked. The Suikoden remasters worked. The Luna remasters worked fine. Not 100%. You know, Trinity Trigger often lagged in some areas. I downloaded the ROM for Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster when it came out, and I was having a lot of trouble. It worked properly in most areas, but whenever I was running with my character, it would lag a lot. Especially when I moved the camera, you know. She would be running and kind of like that, you know. I'm not sure if Fairy Tail is gonna work. Donsk, I do have one. It's politicized. I covered the game in a video called I don't even remember. I don't remember. But I trashed the game. Making funny dobs like in the Paladin's Quest video you streamed before. Oh yeah, sure. You know, if I ever get to Metal Max Nintendo DS, it's gonna be live. You know, don't worry. This is from Xexis. Xexis, it says down here, you know, Xexis, it's over now, you know, but that was from Xexis, my favorite NES game of all time. Great platformer slash shoot 'em up. And now we got Shadow Hearts. Eric Dobbs are hilarious. You guys like my Dobbs? It's just you two. There's just a handful of people. I'm pretty sure most of my viewers hate my Dobbs because they're so cringe. I make them cringe on purpose. Oh yeah, Xexi's great soundtrack. Great game too. I mean, it's no masterpiece, you know, but it's great. Let me see where I... Okay, so to make things quick for you guys, on Fairy Fencer 2, it's a horrible game. Completely broken, and it has a they-them character. Oh yeah. And it was not the localization. Idea Factory made this motherfucker. Just some dude who is gay and uses makeup. But the other characters are like, oh no, we don't know that guy's gender, so he's probably a they-them. Fuck Fairy Fencer 2. What emulator do you use for PS3 games? RC something. RC PS3. I think it's called RC PS3. Yeah, that one. Lord Kaiser said that's the one. It's the only one that works. I didn't know that. So there we go. That's the one that I use. What is this? Oh, the Shadow Hearts theme. This game is so wacky. This game, Shadow Hearts 3, will never get remastered nowadays. The publisher will have to go... They will have to pull out a Persona 5 Royal out of their asses. What do you mean? What? What are you talking about? What do you love? The dubbing? Thank you, Hooflong, once again. He says, I think it will be good to get your X account going. Dude, I just put it to complain about my subscribers problem. And now I abandoned it. I should probably destroy it. You meant to say you think it would be good to get my X account going, because you say it wouldn't be good, and then you say it will be good to use to notify people of your videos. I don't like X because I don't want people to tag me. Never. That's the main reason why I deleted my original Twitter account years ago. It's like I got so tired, you know, everybody was tagging me, and I'm like, I don't care, don't fucking tag me. Tales of Exilia on PS3 is a great game. Forget about the remaster. X is so toxic? I'm sure it is, you know. I would like to use X precisely to do that, what Hooflong says. You know, to post my videos, and that's it. But I don't want people tagging me. I don't want people talking to me in social media. You guys want to talk to me? Join my live streams. We talk all the time. I stream every day. I'm here live every day. You know, but on social media, no. I hate social media. Somebody always gets offended, and oh my god, even in my Patreon account. Link to my Patreon in the description, by the way. If you want to support this channel on a monthly basis, you can even do it for $1 a month. And yes, it helps. $1 helps a month. Link to my Patreon page in the description. It's a really important thing to me and a really important website because YouTube is like, holy shit. So if you want to support this channel, join my Patreon page. Link in the description. You can do $1 a month, $3 a month, $5, $10, you know. So yeah, there we go. Link to my Patreon page. X is pretty goddamn awful. Blue Skies is 999,000 times more toxic. All social media is the same. I feel like we've gotten to a point where no social media is worse than the other. They're all trash. And now they're full of bots, right? I can't even tell. Some of you guys, I'm pretty sure, aren't real. Like, I know this Rosland RPG gacha is not real. He's probably an android, a bot, an AI. Professor Ati, definitely an AI. Did you hear about the Aerith VA and her Patreon? No? 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 What happened? Who is that? I don't even know who she is. She has like a $10,000 tier and shit. Okay. Well, I have $1, 1, 3, 5, and 10. $10, you know. Maybe I should do the same. Maybe I should go with a $10,000 tier. And what I should do, like an OnlyFans? Or something? I used to do that a lot in the comment section in my videos. Hooflong 6 years ago, I just got tired. You say, not sure why people just don't block other people. Because we get tired of blocking people every day. You know? It's a pain in the ass. Mark Hamill bitching about Trump 24/7. That's crazy. First Last is an AI. Are any of us real? Am I real? I'm a bot too, says Novaria. Well, that's the first comment I've seen you making. Maybe you're a bot. We're not, no one's real. $10,000 tier, man. Imagine if I made $10,000. Like, I will quit YouTube if I make that. No, I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't, you know. Well, that's a lot of money. What, I mean, $10,000 is like 18, no, like 180,000, like 185,000 Mexican pesos here. You know, that's a lot of money. Anthony says he's a very advanced one. Of course you are. Mark Hamill. That guy's like one of the biggest memes of all time. Mark Hamill. Poor guy. He's fucking crazy. Anyway, I'm surprised Patreon allows $10,000 tiers, you know? I don't think it should be allowed. I thought the highest was like $1,000 or something. $1 US, 9 pesos? No, 18.5 Mexican pesos. So $10,000 will be 185,000. Well, yeah, $1 US equals 18.5 Mexican pesos. It used to be 20. Sadly, it went down. I mean, sadly for me, I know most Mexicans are like happy. But to me, I don't want that. The higher the dollar, as opposed to Mexican peso, the better for me. But yeah, I'm in the minority. Most people benefit from the US dollar going down. If you play Star Ocean 3, yeah, that will be a spoiler. Have you played the Tactics Ogre One Vision mode? It supposedly balances a lot of stuff out in the game. No, I've seen the hack, you know. I've seen that mod, but I didn't look into it. I'm just not that big of a fan of Tactics Ogre, but I'll look into it. That's right, you guys and I have never met each other in real life. How do you guys even know that I'm real? You're not real, nobody's real. Now is the only thing that's real. That's a Skinny Puppy reference. Nobody's gonna understand that. What if RPG games were never real? They never were, actually. Especially nowadays. They aren't. They're dead. You watch Wednesday Addams? Why? Sorry, Jerry, but I'm gonna have to insert that Futurama Fry meme here. Like, not sure if trolling. Come on, man, don't watch that show. With that much money, Eric already quit YouTube? No, come on. Oh, you like KMFDM? I'm not really a fan of KMFDM. They're very political, you know. Well, so is Skinny Puppy. Skinny Puppy, I only like a few songs. Like Warlock, Empty. Oh, you also understand that reference. Wow. That's my favorite Skinny Puppy song. And I believe it's quoting George Bush, right? To make fun of that. Something he said. Like, now is the only thing that's real. I can't believe there's 2 people in my chat who know that song and understood the reference. Holy shit. You never know who's watching. Any Deftones fans? Check out the new album. No, this live stream isn't sponsored. It should be, you know. Isn't the Fate PSP game getting a remake next year? Remake. That's a remake next year. Watch yesterday's live stream, Hooflong. I spoke about that a lot. I clarified a lot of things and shared my theory on why it's been delayed for so many years, because the remake was announced in 2020. All the way back in 2020. Are you planning on continuing streaming part 2 of Triple C Gilgamesh? Nope. I'm gonna stream something completely different tomorrow. Maybe Metal Max. Oh no, I got one. Yeah, I got one for tomorrow. You guys are gonna like it. No, actually you don't. You won't. Skinny Puppy AI chatbot confirmed. Who is my favorite character in Star Ocean 3? Maria, of course. Listen, man, Maria is not only my favorite character in Star Ocean 3, she's my favorite character in the entirety of the Star Ocean universe. Elena is my second one, but Maria is my number 1 character. I love her. What's your opinion of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link? Great soundtrack, confusing gameplay, hard to know, very cryptic. I'm not really a fan of it. I played the shit out of it when I was little, you know, Zelda 2, but I don't think it's a bad game at all. I think it gets more hatred than what it probably deserves, but I just couldn't get into it. It's way too cryptic. You never know what to do or where to go. You go back to town, talk to people, and you still don't know. It's super hard. Did you watch that K-pop movie? What makes you think I watch K-pop movies? Or that I will bother watching a K-pop movie? With 10,000 US dollars, could you buy a house and car in Mexico? A car? Definitely yes. A house? No. No. You can buy a house for $10,000 in like the middle of nowhere in the poorest part of... I don't know. No, you cannot buy a house with $10,000. You can buy one maybe for 20, but in a like a poor area, you know, like low class area, or like in a really small town. A decent house maybe, but in a really small town in the middle of nowhere. Listen, I live in Guadalajara, which is one of the 3 biggest cities in the country, and therefore one of the most expensive cities in the country. So, with $10,000, you can buy a car. You can't even buy a 1-room apartment with that. It's a joke. Guadalajara is basically the New York of Mexico. It's just ridiculous. The rents here are fucking ridiculous. I'm probably indebted to the bank for life. For the next 10 years I'll be paying. Again. I become a slave to the wage. Forever. Yeah, it's a shitty country. Stay in yours. Star Ocean 4 has that elf girl that is bodacious, Miria. I love her too. Great character. For obvious reasons. I mean, yeah, she's super sexy, beautiful, great tits and ass and whatever, you know, but I also believed she was a really interesting character. Kind of like a tragic femme fatale character. Sonora is also expensive. It is, I know that, I'm aware of that. Not as expensive as Guadalajara. Mexico City is probably the most expensive one, but it's who wants to live there? Mexico City is the Los Angeles, you know, of Mexico. It's super woke and it's extremely expensive. Taxes are insane. And it's like, there's like 40 million people there. Who wants to live in Mexico City? Never go there. Monterrey, also very expensive. You're on vacation in Florida? Oh, well, right now it's okay. It's raining season. But yeah, May in Mexico, in Guadalajara. Oh. Anyway, you can buy a brand new car for $10,000 here in Mexico. Brand new. Here in Guadalajara. Or you can buy one used for like $5,000. You know? No, you shouldn't watch that First Last. Do not watch that show. Who is Farlene? Sarah, come on, Sarah. Sarah's fine in Spanish. Limol is just as annoying in English as she is in Spanish. I mean, Japanese. Limol in English or Japanese, horrendous voice acting. Sarah is fine in Japanese. Who is Farlene? I don't even remember Farlene. Yeah, you're using the Geofront translation of Trails to Azure. It's not that great, but it's better than the This America translation. They even rounded up Luisito Comunica. Okay. His presence was gentrificating. I don't give a shit about some uber famous YouTuber who's filthy rich, man. No one's gonna feel bad for that guy. Could you live in Mexico for $20 a day? Depends where. $20 a day, that's a lot of money. Well, actually, it's not that much. But let me do the math. $20 a day. So $20, that's like 300 and... wait. 20 times 370. So 370 Mexican pesos. Times 7. Okay, that's like almost 2,600. 2,600 times 4. That's 10,400 Mexican pesos a month. Yes, you can live here in Guadalajara for that. Of course, you will have to live in like the... I mean, you wouldn't have like a very decent living here, you know. You say quite well. No fucking way, dude. You can live for $20 a month here in $20 a day here in Mexico, in some states and some cities, you know, not here. You cannot. Quite well, you can, but not quite well, you can't. You will have like a super slightly kinda somewhat decent life here in Guadalajara, making $20 a day. But quite well? No. You went to Mexico City this July? Oh, last month? I stayed in a place that felt like a village very far away from the city. Oh, Incredible, but also expensive. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know exactly who that guy is, Lord Kaiser. Who doesn't know, but I don't care about him. $20 after rent or with rent and bills? With. I don't know what newcom meant. I don't think it's after rent. Have you considered visiting Japan nowadays? Sure! Tomorrow I'll grab a trip to Japan. Because I make a lot of money here on YouTube, enough to visit anywhere I want, especially Japan. Farlene is a side character in Star Ocean 3. Her voice acting is way worse than Limo. I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know. When you said Oscar, I was like, the other Mexican YouTuber I watch is Oscar. But no, it's another Oscar. How much do putas charge per hour? I have no idea. I'm guessing it's the same as anywhere else. You know, you got the super cheap ones, and you have the super high escort expensive ones. Like, I don't know. I have no clue. Great question, right? What an interesting question. Yeah, welcome to Eric Landon RPG Live. We're talking about how much whores charge per hour. Great conversation. Anyway, I would love to visit Japan, but I can't. It's too fucking expensive. I can't even visit the next city. Don't Google that. $2 with no extras. No extras, huh? Essential questions? Well, I'm guessing they are essential nowadays because a lot of men, men and women hate each other, especially in the US, apparently. Well, that's also kind of here too, you know. This is Uta Wareru Mono-san. What's the name? Oh, yeah, techno music. This is a good short game. PS4, Steam. That's it, no Switch. Hey, weren't the Uta Wareru Mono games announced for Switch this year? You see, I used to be very well informed. Now I'm not. If something comes out on Switch 2 and everybody asks me about it, I'm like, ha ha ha, yeah, I heard about it like 5 seconds ago. But ask me anything about retro and well, I don't know all of them, you know. I didn't know Metal Max Xeno was on the Nintendo DS fan translated, you know. But I know a lot of games. Want to ask me about, Eternal Quest on PS2? I don't know why you would ask me about that. Why don't you guys ask me about Guardians Crusade, Bloody Vampire? Ask me about Monstania. You know, I know those games. In the US, men are treated like dirt, and the women wonder why they can't get a date. At the same time, waifu gacha games are a billion-dollar industry. They got us right where they want. Is Titanfall 2 any good? I've never played it. 25 cents per hour or 50 cents for all night? Wow. What are you talking about? What? Why Monterey people are regarded as presumptuous? I don't know, I've never been there. Well, I was there when I was 10 years old. Not enough. When you're 10 years old, there's not much to go on to judge an entire population. Especially when you're 10 and you were there for like 2 days. What's an STD? Uta Wareru Mono Shiro no Michisurube will be released on fall of 2025. What's that? The port of the original games? Mask, a prelude to the Fallen and shit? I don't even know. I mean, say the name in English, man. Shiro no Michisurube Michishirube Shiro no Michishirube. Great. Oh, you googled it? Thank you, Rosland. So what does that translate to? Is that Prelude to the Fallen? Mask of Deception? Or is a new game? We are in the miscellaneous part of the stream. Totally. Apparently. Oh, I was gonna close this, but no, I'm gonna leave this open. Did you know there's a fan translation of Serial Experiments Lane now? Damn. That's interesting. Okay. Let's click on it. Serial Experiments Lane on the PS1. Is an interactive fiction simulation video game published by Pioneer LDC and developed by Pioneer LDC also. Released on November 26th, 1998 for the Sony PlayStation. The patch was made by some dude called Carlos RHV. Version 1.0, cutscenes only. Oh, only the cutscenes are translated then? The rest is not? Then it's unplayable. Anyway, I like this anime. It's really fucking weird. I mean, imagine the game is just as weird. You're welcome, Doonski. It's there on Retro Games Talk, you know. Maybe I should, like, do a separate window, you know, and you can check it out. Should do another window capture here. There. Now, wait, how do I... There. Just gonna put myself here, I don't know. Alright, so this is the Serial Experiments Lane game. I kinda wanna play this, you know. Okay, this is the one in English, 777 megabytes compressed. Probably like a gigabyte long. So yeah, let's Persona 3 FES. Controllable characters, you know. Direct commands. I don't know which. I mean, this is one. This is another one. Oh, this one is also English on dub. You know, so let's go into this one. These controllable characters, and it also has the Japanese dub if you want to. The entire party is controllable, but can no longer be set to AI control at all as a result. Oh! Well, who wants that, you know? Region skills, items do work. Everyone has access to the Persona change menu in battle. Ignore it for everyone but the protagonist to avoid potential issues. Everyone can now use the protagonist's fusion skills, with seemingly no adverse effects. Interesting. Remix BGM. Oh, so this one has a bunch of things that are like different. Cadenza is a fusion skill that no one should have access to except for the protagonist. Using it with other characters may crash the emulator. Wow. Well, there you go. This is the best version to play of Persona 3. Controllable party members, no politics, no shitty translation, Japanese dub, no censorship. This is it. This is the definitive version of Persona 3 to play. Don't bother with any other version, never again. What? Digital Devil Saga 2 terminology changes? It's probably some dude who... Whatever. There's an undubbed version of Xenosaga. Shadow Hearts from the New World Grace. This is a nightmare difficulty mode. You know? But there you go. I love this website. Kudos to Spike and the rest of the folks who run this website. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Persona 3 Remake is bad. Yeah, it's politicized. altered and censored. Did you like metalcore bands like Hatebreed or Converge? I have never heard of Converge. I know Hatebreed. It's a good band. Do you remember when going into the store in the year 2000 where they had the Serial Experiments Lane for sale? It was wondrous. Did you buy it? Yes, you download and pre-patch. Have you ever played a patch yourself? Yes, I have with several games in the past. Not anymore since this website exists, you know. It does crash the game using Cadenza? Oh. But only if you use it with somebody else, right? It says there. So if you use it with your main character, it should be fine, right? Don't listen to the troll here, ZarX4. The gameplay is awesome, I'll give you that. You know, the Persona 3 Reload, the gameplay is awesome, but that's the only good thing about it. Everything else is just, no, it's a censored game. Well, you didn't have an issue. A lot of people did, including me. I did have an issue. And it is because a lot of people didn't have issues that this censorship continues, you know? And it will continue because, see, my point, no, most people don't give a shit. And they keep on buying these games and feeding these companies, you know? And they're like, oh, I don't like woke. Oh, you don't like woke stuff? Then stop buying these fucking games. Stop giving money to these companies. But do you do that? No. So the problem's never gonna end. It probably doesn't rebalance the game. I don't think so. That's right, Art Project. You don't have to pay for the DLC. Let's check out the newest stuff. Cowboy Bebop. Wow, look at this. There's a Cowboy Bebop game. This game is woke. this series, this girl here, they never admit if she's a girl or a guy. They're all confused. Look, that's a girl. Everybody knows this is a girl. Oh, it's a beat 'em up. It says here action beat 'em up. Let's check out the screenshots. A beat 'em up? He's firing with a gun! How is this a beat 'em up? This is an action game. Third-person shooter. Oh, now it's a beat 'em up. So it's a multi-genre game, apparently. It looks fun. Whoa. Oh, I remember these fucking commercials. They were so bad. Yeah, but it's a fan translation. A modern 2025 fan translation. So what do they do with these with Ed here? It's a non-binary character. This is why I don't like Cowboy Bebop, you know, because of that character. Because of how that character was handled. Oh, it's a new game, the Utawareru Mono game. Okay. Yeah, how they handle this character, you know, in this game, that was like, fuck you. There's an Armored Core game. This is Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Visual improvement. Oh, okay, cool. Mario and Wario. Digimon World Mason. Okay. Is it a fix? Because this game is really bad. This is the one they meant. Somebody mentioned this one. One Vision Moth. The Tactics Ogre. So it's the PSP version. A deep, all-encompassing rebalanced tweak of Tactics Ogre that has been actively worked on for several years, addressing all major points regarding progression and balance in comparison to the original game, while offering the player a much broader gamut of tactical options and character customization. Okay. Good to know. I probably won't play that, you know, but it's good that it exists, you know. Maiden Edition, yeah, the Super Ghosts and Ghosts, and you control the girl, and you're gonna save Arthur now? This looks like fun. Look at this. This is fun. In her underwear. Oh man, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna probably get my ass kicked so hard, but I'm playing this. I'm fucking playing this. Damn. Yeah, this is my favorite website in the world nowadays. This retro game talk. I'm here every day. Portuguese patch, they also do this patch in other languages, you know. And the original, you know. The original remake, so you don't have to buy or play the censored Switch PS4 remake. Yeah, there we go. So there's a lot of shit, right? Yeah, I was never a big fan of Cowboy Bebop. There's so many themes that are like, this is... no. Tales of Destiny Reforged? What does that mean? Reforged? In an effort to polish Tales of Destiny's UI presentation textual... With the Final Fantasy Tactics The Lion War remixed? This hack brings the PSP script and extras to the PS1 version of the game, as well as a slew of balancing changes. Okay, this is interesting. Can I play a Final Fantasy Tactics hack where I can throw magic at the enemies even if my allies are in front of me? Or items? Can I heal my allies without having to worry if an enemy is in front of me and it will get healed instead? Marmalade Boy? There's a game called Marmalade Boy? There's a Sabrina the Teenage Witch game on PS1? Oh, this is the hack we all know. Flames of Eternity. Which is a bad version of the other one. Apparently a reworked version that turned out bad. Don't play this version, play the original. Crimson Echoes. This is like a reworked version of Crimson Echoes, but I've seen a lot of people bitching about it. Saying it's bad, that they alter a lot of things, you know, so... Crimson Echoes is the one that I would recommend, not this one. The Crow on NES. What? This is a hack. Oh yeah, The Crow on NES? Come on, The Crow is a 1994 movie. There's a lot of stuff like this, you know. These visual novel stuff. Oh, but this one isn't fan translated. It's just they just added. Yeah. And you guys love the visual novels, right? You love it when there's a lot of dialogue in video games. Even if the story is good. What is this, Princess Lover? How can I not click on this? You know, you made me click on this. Look at that. Look at that cover. Shut up and take my money. And then he put on the game and it's this fucking thing. In Japanese, with sexy maids. More sexy maids. Where's the girl from the cover? Oh, there she... Holy shit. So, okay, I'm downloading this. Was not expecting this. Yeah, cool. This is why people play visual novels. They come to my streams and ask me, have you played visual novels? Do you play visual... Ah, you fellow degenerate. Mars of Destruction. There's a lot of visual novels, you know. None of them are fan translated. Most of them are not fan translated. You know. You get the translations from here, that's right, Noveria. Super Famicom Record of Lotus War has a translation. Actually, every single Super Nintendo JRPG in existence is fan translated nowadays. That page now requires accounts. Yep. It is the same website, Anthony. CD-ROMs migrated to Retro Games Talk. It's the same website. Time to start learning Japanese. Suiko Gaiden, I've played Suiko Gaiden, both of them on PS1. Love them, great games. Suiko Gaiden, especially if you're a diehard fan of Suikoden, you know. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's another Q&A edition for you. Visit this website. I encourage you. I strongly recommend. This is the best website in the world. Retro Games Talk. That'll be it for today, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats. And yes, I did finish Atelier Sophie 1. One of the hardest final boss battles ever.